Welcome to 2 on the 10.
Oh, we back.
Yes, sir.
I'm Paul.
I'm Mitch.
Greedy. Fellas. Hey, you know what? We were just talking about it a second ago. Next week's going to be our 1 year anniversary.
One year?
No.
Never thought we'd make it this far.
Exactly.
This is crazy. Time flies. It shows how, fast, time goes. My parents always said, oh, you'll see when you get older, fucking time. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Well, I can just say this, just that statement right there. Now I can relate to what Biggie said in Juicy, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, I could never picture this. Ain't that right, Biggie?
Oh man, unfortunately, his his anniversary, his death is coming up. Actually, I think this weekend or something.
it's like
March 9th.
I think it's like on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's on Saturday, so March 9th. So I'll be rocking the Biggie Smalls.
No, seriously, they should make it a holiday. Second best rapper ever.
What? Oh, slow you. See, blasphemy on the show, bro. See, we already started out shots fired.
And you know what's funny is Paul takes offense to second. I think I had him top 5. I think he was 5 for me, and I said second. Whoa, hold on a second.
Oh goodness gracious, bro. He wants to come out of the heat. See, he chose violence today. I guess it's okay. It's okay. All right, man. I see how this podcast is gonna go tonight.
I think Mitch is holding longevity against him.
Yeah, exactly.
He couldn't last in the industry.
Oh, that's some fucked up shit. Yeah.
I didn't even say that. That was great.
No. Hey, listen. Come on now.
Hey, same with Pac though.
Hey.
No, I'll tell you this. We won't get to, but the conspiracy side of me. There's a reason Pac's not here. I really believe there's a reason Big's not here. And we go even deeper. There's a reason Big L's not here, too.
Well, we talk. It's funny that you bring it up because this weekend on Saturday, we may or may not make it, but they're having.
You'd like to see Homos naked?
I might not make it.
For anybody that misconstrues that's a Joe Dirte line.
Anyway, they're doing an orchestra performance here of Pac and Big songs.
Oh, is that this weekend too?
Yeah, that's this weekend. So
damn, I want to do that.
It's on
I wanna
Saturday.
get that.
Yeah, and so it's crazy. An orchestra is going to do both. I'm just so interested to see, or that's why I kind of want to go. And it's on the, on its anniversary of his
Most
death.
people are like, dun, 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 dun. Whoa.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be. It's going.
The conductor going to be like, take that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be pretty dope, but don't know exactly if I'm going to go or not. Got some other weekend plans, but we'll see if we can slide that one in. But speaking of
pause.
yeah. Speaking of weekends, Greedy, how was your weekend, man?
Oh man, weekend was good. I actually had today ate at this bomb ass wing spot in Tucson.
What's it called?
Flaps and Racks. Now
Sure, that's not a strip club?
yeah, it's a tiny place. It's right by the airport.
Again, are you sure that's not a strip club?
Hey, big, juicy, meaty wings that are
Sure that's not a strip club?
extra crispy. They were some of the best wings I've ever had.
Right.
And the lunch special, you get 8 big old wings, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's all I needed.
Right.
A side of fries and a drink for like $12.
But Nick, didn't you say your favorite wings were Safeway?
No. Safeway.
Hey, don't trip. We were talking about that fries that was by my old house.
Albertsons.
No, not the Albertsons. It was the fries. They had the wing bar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you go in there and get the garlic parmesan.
That's why I got the garlic parmesan today.
Yeah. Them things are fire, bro. Fire. Really good.
So yeah, that place, I'm telling you, if you're in the Tucson area, Flaps and Racks, it sounds crazy.
Flaps and Racks,
It's a tiny spot. We pulled up at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and it was packed.
Okay, really?
Absolutely packed, yeah. And then they do, I guess they do a happy hour from 2 to 5. So they have like a happy hour menu for different food and stuff.
For different flaps and racks.
And I'm telling you, mark my words, some of the best wings you'll ever have. They're delicious. And every time they come out, he's like, yeah, the guy that I went with, it's like, I eat here like 3 times a week.
The guy you went with?
Yeah, one of my customers. He's the one that told me. He's like, let's go there. He said that He said every time they come out, perfect, crispy cooked. He's like, I don't even know how they do it because other places sometimes you go in, they'll come out to be a little soggy. He's like, no, every time They're crispy, they're juicy, they're awesome. So
You sure we're not talking about dancers?
yes. No, that's
Well, you got some strippers on your mind, huh? You want to tell us something?
so yeah, so that was that. And this weekend, I just kind of laid low, didn't do a ton. Just trying to, started trying to do a little working out again.
Oh, no, I did that too, man. I
It's
had to
been
get back on
kicking
my workout.
butt.
Yeah, I had to
I've
get
been
back-
doing like the sit-ups and push-ups at the house every night.
Right.
And yeah, just waking up in the morning like my arms are dead. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's been too long since I've worked out. So, but gotta get some weight off for the summer. So
Yep.
looking
Summertime.
forward to some San Diego trips,
Yeah, we're going to San Diego, huh?
beach weather. Oh yeah. So we gotta do some beach weather. I know we talked about maybe doing like a staycation vacation at a all-inclusive resort somewhere too. I think if we could get the 2 on the 10 podcast on the road, that'd be
That might be kind of dope.
Is
You
that
know
what
what I'm saying?
you mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if there'd be any podcasts that week, but
Hey,
right from the beach.
we'll miss film time. Hey, put that down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just kidding.
We'll phone it in and it'll be reruns that week.
Shit.
But hey, that'd be cool. Backdrop. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, we gotta do that. Let's do that.
It's dope. So
All right. Well, we're going to do that this summer. We're going to put that on the calendar. Definitely, take the missus down there
From location.
from the locations. And, San Diego's is this man's spot right here. Greedy loves him. That's like his second home.
yeah.
So we had some fun down there too.
Oh yeah. I've had some good times in the Gasland.
All right, what's the spots? Okay, while we on it, real quick, what's the spots in San Diego?
I mean, obviously, you're talking like club. You're talking.
I'm talking about the establishments we go. Whiskey Row,
Whiskey Girl, Barley Mash,
Barley Mash, yeah.
and then I like to go to their sister bar up in North Park called True North.
Okay.
Like a Barley Mash, but more low key and neighborhood spot. True North little area. There's like a bunch of bars on like one main strip. Really cool spot to just go hang out, but and a little bit different, older crowd, more not like you're down at Pacific Beach with like the 19-year-olds. Food wise, Lou and Mickey's Steakhouse.
There you go.
Right in the gas lamp is amazing. Good, always have good times there, and yeah, just and then any place you can get the beach.
And the best fish tacos right when you first go
Oh
in.
yeah, Sandbar.
Yes,
Yeah, Sandbar.
Sandbar at
Best
Mission
fish
Beach.
tacos.
Probably
Amazing.
some of the best fish tacos.
Ever.
That's like, I call that my happy place because I'll go out drinking. I wake up hungover. I'll go sit up there. They have like an upstairs rooftop bar that overlooks the ocean. I sit up there. I get like either carne asada tots or I get their queso dip, and I drink a big old Bloody Mary that I suffer through for like an hour because I'm hungover. Like, oh, this sucks. And by the time I get done with the Bloody Mary and the sun's out and everything's good,
Right
I'm
as
like,
rain, baby.
oh, it's like a whole new world, baby.
There you go. There you go. I know it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
Three or 4 years ago, we were down there together.
Yep.
Yeah. I got a condo right on the beach, bro. I mean, it was prime spot.
Well, we also did that trip. Went to the baseball game.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah. We stayed at the so I dragged his ass down there.
I was drinking that pretzel juice.
Oh, bro, this dude was on one.
Pretzel juice?
That's what I call it.
Hey,
So
I got so lit up at the game.
Yeah.
There was like these people in front of us, and the wife came down with the pretzel. I'm like, "Give me a piece of your pretzel!" I was like yelling at her. Her husband was getting all mad. They're turning around. She finally took a piece and threw it back to me. Gave me a piece of her pretzel.
So I call when he lit up. I call him. He's on that pretzel.
That pretzel juice because I was lit.
Because there was a mom and her son right there, and
right in front of us.
Nick was talking all loud and shit. He was like, oh, he was like their mom. He was like something. He was saying something.
Mama got ass too.
Her mom got
If I was that kid, I would have broke your glasses.
Hey, and then the mom and the son were taking pictures, and I was leaning over to their pictures,
And the
smiling.
glare from your glasses was messing up the shot.
And then I think it was the D-backs were playing the Padres.
Yeah. The D-backs playing the Padres.
Bumgardner was pitching. I kept
Yeah.
yelling, "Bumgardner, you're a bum."
Yeah,
He was a bum that game too.
He was.
So it fit, but yeah, it was that was a good time.
Yeah, we
Oh,
definitely.
and then we went to
we went to. Oh man, what was that rooftop bar?
Hard Rock
Hard Rock.
Hotel rooftop bar.
So here's the thing: the rooftop. I was really disappointed because the pool parties they do out here in Scottsdale and something like that. They do it right over there.
Yeah.
And over there, I don't know. San Diego's gone down. I mean, back in the day, they used to have some of the baddest women in San Diego. It's like
I will say that pool and the rooftop was like the size of a hot tub in any other place. It was like 70 people crammed into a pool the size of like a backyard normal.
Yeah, it was not as big as you thought it would be.
Pause.
We did have we were able to get a bed and we had bottle service.
Okay, Diddy and Usher.
Take that.
But you know,
Were y'all fighting for the Frosted Flakes in the morning?
none of that.
We're wrestling for some Frosted Flakes.
We were those. So they were having these drunk girls. I mean, they were super drunk. Where were they from?
I think they're either Irish or Scottish. I forget.
So they're from,
Irish.
So they're from
They're from
Tijuana.
Ireland.
They're from Tijuana.
They didn't.
Wow, they were from.
They didn't have the greatest teeth.
Yeah,
But hey,
From Tijuana.
But
the rest of them were nice.
yeah. But they were drinking like they were going to the fucking chair, and then we had a couple next to us that was.
Yeah, we were feeding all the girls from out of the country that were in town just for the summer.
Oh, man.
And the table, one of the girls, remember, she went into the other people's, like they had a cabana, started eating their food, and the one girl, she was from the Bay, jumped up and started punching her.
Beating her,
And the girl starts crying. She's like, I don't know why. And she's like, eat our food.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh no, it was some wild shit.
Yeah, there were a bunch of girls from the Bay were in there for a bachelorette party.
Right.
It was dope.
I think you sent me a video of that shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was. We had a great time, but this dude right here, he was down there because I was going through a breakup, and I was like, Nick, you're coming with me. Like, I need to get the fuck out of.
And I was in my depressive state at that time. So.
Yeah.
So was this about an hour ago?
Yeah, you were going through it a little bit
I was
too.
going through a little bit too. So we went out. And
We both went out
down.
there. Yeah, we both went out there. And,
That first night after that game, then we went to Barley Mash, and then we're walking back, and Paul's like, "I'm going to stop and do some hookah."
Yeah.
And I don't even think I heard him. I just kept walking. I stumbled back to the room. I don't remember getting back to the room. I don't know how I made it back because I was that lit that I just I woke up the next morning still clothed. Like, oh my God, I don't even know how I got back here.
Well,
And
you're
then
supposed-
Paul's like, we're going to
I'm not gonna pause.
we're going to
I'm
the
not
pool party. I'm like, wait, we're going to the pool party? Fuck.
yeah. Listen, especially when I'm going through it, and you with me, you better have your hat on.
You better be ready to ride.
Ready to ride because we doing it heavy and stuff like that. Speaking of heavy, before I get to your weekend, I saw this, social media. You see these little clips and stuff like that. So they're building the new Clipper Stadium, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could talk about the indoor smoker.
I'm talking about that shit too.
No, I sent that to you.
Yeah, I know. Well, you send me all kind of cool ass little shit. That's the thing about being friends with Mitch. You get all kind of stuff. You get some.
Yeah, I wake up to about 8 videos.
You get a clip. You get a clip. You get a clip.
He's like Oprah with the clips.
Yeah.
But it was cool. The two funny clips that you sent me recently. Well, not funny, but it was kind of cool. Was one. You sent me the Richard Jefferson. He was commenting on. So the Clippers are building a new stadium in L.A.
It's actually pretty dope. It's right next to the football stadium.
Yeah, and it's cool as stuff. But these dumbass, it shows how dumb these kids are. They fucking go in there for clout. They fucking videotape them breaking into the
Did
fucking
they have
arena.
to jump across to get on? Like they had to climb into
Yeah.
the stadium or something?
Yes. And then they going in there, and they was in there, they were shooting hoops and that motherfucker and shit like that. Dude actually was pretty good though. He was making
Yeah, he had a little bit of handle.
and he was making some buckets and stuff like that. So I was
Are we sure that wasn't Jordan Poole? It looked like Jordan Poole. About as smart as him too.
but then then they start taking the fire extinguishers.
Oh, sorry. Yes, but destroying the property
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, come on.
with
Like,
their faces all up in the mix.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do this, at least cover your face. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers recording it, got all their face out in the open, and then put it online.
I'm telling you, attention online is a drug.
Hey, just look at, I know we were texting about the whole incident with the kid from Gilbert that got beat up and killed.
Queen Creek,
Yeah,
yeah.
Queen Creek.
Yeah.
Buy kids in Gilbert.
Yeah, by the Gilbert goons, apparently.
Yeah.
But just crazy, like, they filmed all that shit. It's like, they got all these videos of them beating people up on camera.
Right.
Like, when we were kids, that was a lot. We tried to avoid cameras at all costs.
Exactly. No evidence.
No evidence. These kids now are like, hey, I'm going to beat the crap out of this guy and hit him with brass knuckles. We'll film it and we'll put it on YouTube,
Yeah.
and that'll be funny. No, you going to jail.
Yeah,
fool.
motherfucker. Yeah.
And now they all getting arrested and
Yeah, got video evidence.
go to jail.
And your parents are going to beat up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
They should for raising a dumbass kid. Real. Don't go to champions, parents.
Hashtag truth.
But the other thing that I wanted to comment was Bro, you know I like to cook and stuff like that, and so you sent me the indoor smoker.
Yep.
That shit, if that works and that's real, that's a game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer. So basically, it's this portable smoker that sits. It's a countertop smoker, and it already has the settings and stuff like that. You just pick what different type of meats, chicken, if you a roast or pulled pork, whatever you're cooking that you want to smoke, chicken wings, whatever, and then you set the dial, you put it in, and you add the pellets, add water, and then you fucking let it do its thing. And I'm like,
Where's the smoke go?
bro, that's why I don't know. I think it's like a convection, but it's a smoker.
I just thought of a brilliant marketing idea.
What's that?
Seriously, we're gonna have to. You heard it here first, and we're gonna have to actually.
Implement this.
Yeah, exactly. So you know how they have the George Foreman grill, and that sold millions and millions and millions.
yeah.
All right. Well, guess what? They make one of those in the shape of Snoop Dogg, and they call it the indoor smoker. And you put Snoop in the corner, and he smokes.
Well, they already kind of tried to do that where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop smoking," and they had
Okay.
the smokeless fire
Well,
pit.
you get the idea. Okay, so I got a better idea then. Okay, never mind. Let's switch that. Forget Snoop Dogg for a second.
Okay.
Let's put Nick in the corner, and he smokes all your meat.
Oh,
Can we give it up for that?
No.
that was
Pause respectfully.
that was a long setup for that. It was pretty good. I should have seen that one coming, but that was a long setup.
Pause.
Hey,
Anyway.
is Mitch got Haterade in his?
Yeah. Oh,
What are you drinking tonight?
Like I said, he chose violence as soon as he gave it the
Apparently.
joint, but it's all good. How was your weekend, brother? Let's go there because maybe it's stemming from the weekend.
My weekend was cool. It was I mean, it was. Let me think. I had to not had to, but went to like some charity bike run for that couple that passed after
Okay.
New Year's.
Yeah.
They were such a cool couple. They used to ride their bikes to all the bars, and so everybody kind of did there was like 50 people that went from bar to bar to bar in their normal route.
Okay.
And so I went to all the different bars that were there, another just paying tribute to them and everything else. We ended up at a spot called OTG's on the Green, which was always a shit show.
Right.
It was my boy Marlon and one of the owners, Jason's birthday, so they had midget wrestling there.
You know what? It's funny. I saw that. So I follow Marlon too, and I saw that on. It was wow. Like he actually got in the ring.
Yeah.
And
in fact, here's what's funny. So Marlon comes up to me, hey, Mitch, hey, we got VIP seats. You down to be security? Clear everybody out. Jason asked if we could do it. So me and Marlon are kicking everybody out. Only people that have tickets and stuff. Right. And then we got to send their little VIP booth for the wrestling show or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And guess who one of the wrestlers was?
Who?
Bridget the Midget.
Bridget the Midget was one of the wrestlers.
Yes.
You better stop. She's in wrestling now? She's gone from porn to wrestling.
Yes, Bridget the Midget.
Okay.
And
She still look good?
I'm not a fan. I'm just going to say this.
You're not a fan of small people?
Well, here's the
Little
thing.
people? I am. I'm a big fan.
Those things like the gossip, like I always say.
He's stupid. He's stupid.
And if we're full disclosure, I want to say back in like 2004, one of my friends, it was her birthday, and she had all of her friends go out, and what she wanted to do was go see Bridget the Midget at Centerfolds.
Okay.
So
Did you go?
yeah,
Okay, how was it?
I don't know. It was more entertaining with the friends I was with and their reactions and everything than I don't,
What's it like to see a naked midget?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yes,
with
he
you.
does. Yes, he does.
I truly don't even.
Yes, he does. Don't let this man lie to you. Yes, he does. Listen, he's got a girl, and now he's like, "Hey, listen, I have no past life."
No. I mean, I'll be quite honest, man. I'm not. I mean, hey, do your thing, cool. Hey, I give you props. Respect the hustle. That just ain't me. I ain't really tripping off that. But to see everybody else kind of like go crazy about that shit. Okay, cool. That was interesting. That was interesting.
I got you. But so she's gone from porn to wrestling. How'd she do as a wrestler?
To be honest, I left a little bit early.
Okay.
But I mean,
Little people scare you? You look like you get a little tense, a little jittery and stuff like that.
no, they just like the gossip. Those things get together and like the gossip.
Stupid, bro. What's wrong with
Come on, you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Hey, my old boss was
He likes the gossip.
deathly afraid of midgets.
Really?
Yes, Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Joe B.
Joe B in the
I
building.
like little people. I'm telling you. Straight up. Come holler at me, baby.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, no discrimination or anything like that. Just it is what it is.
I got you.
But so I did that.
I've heard Mitch beat up a few little people at one time.
No, that was Paul that almost got a fight with the midget.
Somebody fought him.
Hey, shoot.
Listen, he wasn't no little person. He was a little bit bigger than a little person, but he was little. Okay.
All right, he was 5'2".
Yeah. Okay. But
Oh,
he's a-
yeah.
No, that motherfucker was like
I mean, where do you draw
5'5".
the line?
I mean, no, disrespect. No, at 4'10", that's when you start looking at somebody like,
Hey, tall enough to ride this ride, tall enough to get knocked the fuck out. What the fuck is that?
I wonder if Paul has that next to his bed a little line. You must be this tall to ride this ride.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, it's shit. We don't want to get into that. Never mind.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's a
turn.
slippery slope. We'll be in Ryan Garcia territory.
Wow, which is the next lead after that. I'll say this real quick before we go into that.
Go ahead.
Food wise, had a snag. They opened a Jets Pizza in
Okay.
East Valley, and
really?
Yeah. So
Okay, I got Jets down the right down the
yeah,
road.
no,
It's fucking fire.
Well, remember I brought it over here.
Bro, you did. You definitely killed it. I've never heard of Detroit pizza until I ate Jets.
Yep.
Which is cool. It's kind of like to me, it's kind of like a spin on Chicago style pizza. So, but I don't know how it's cooked, but
I like when you can burn the crust too, like Jets let you, and then they
it
got
reminds me of like Geno's. You guys ever been to Geno's East in Chicago?
yeah.
The cornbread crust, something like that.
yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of Geno's a little bit though.
But no, that's so yeah. So did a little Jets Pizza, and then actually today I went to lunch. And I've been craving sushi. Went to some all-you-can-eat sushi spot, which was actually money.
Really?
It was money. Yeah.
Yeah, conveyor belt joint.
No, it wasn't conveyor belt. It was just order what you want. And I started ordering shit. And the dude's like, okay, you get, because it made it look like you get one roll of each, right?
Okay.
So I go, let me get 2 of these, 4 of these. He goes, there's 8 of those in each one.
Oh shit!
He's like, you sure you want? I go, first of all, I was crazy they were going to honor that.
Right.
So I started racing all that. I'm like, no, I just want one of this, one of this, one of this. But I mean, and the coolest thing about it was, I mean, I won't say it's pricey because it wasn't for what it was, but it's still pricey for lunch. Like,
Yeah.
so all you can eat $29.99 for lunch.
Got you. But if you go in there hungry, you can fuck.
Oh, let's put it this way.
And if the rolls are good, then
They even included on the all you can eat sushi menu is lettuce wraps.
okay.
Lettuce wraps.
But do they got surfing turbo on that joint?
They don't have.
A surfer or something?
They don't. I don't think they have. They don't have. What's it called? They don't have steak.
Okay.
But obviously they have.
Spicy tunas.
Yeah, they got the spicy tunas. They got the crabs or imitation crab, whatever it is. It was amazing. They got yellowtail. They got they got a few different.
Yeah, sashimi. Sashimi's in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
You just get the tuna pieces.
Yeah. No, it's what's it called?
Where's it located at?
It's actually right by it's right by Papa Bear's house. I think we've been there before, but they switched to all you can eat on some.
Oh, it's right down the corner. It's right down the corner.
Queen and Warner. I think.
Clean and water.
Clean and Water,
It's
yeah.
right down the street. Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right down the street from the house. Okay.
Actually, I vouch a really good spot. Rated a 4.5.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go in there and fuck with them a little bit.
they made
Did
it
you go? Did you get?
Made it fresh.
Did you get the sake bombers?
Actually, because I was at work today, I didn't.
He only had 2.
Yeah.
If he wasn't working, he would have had his normal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
makes
So yeah, so that was pretty much like nothing to brag about weekend, but
You stop at the Moose today?
Saying that from the guy.
I did, believe it or not.
Oh no, you didn't have to have a quick little stop there over there.
No, and I mean, full disclosure, kind of went hard in the paint pause on Monday. One of my boys, Jake, his mom passed. Rest in peace to his mom.
R.I.P.
So like he was like, man, I need my boys out. So lately, I'll be honest, I've been kind of trying to save my drinking prowess for Fridays and Saturdays and maybe a Sunday fun day. And so to go and close spots down at 2 in the morning, 2:30, whatever, on a Monday leads us to now. So
That was pretty dope, man. Pretty dope, man. My weekend concluded. My girl's brother was in town for 10 days or so. So this past weekend was his last weekend, and actually they were supposed to go on a Scottsdale, but I wanted to go over to. I got to be in the mood to go to Scottsdale. I used to be a real Scottsdale dude. I don't go down there to eat now. Sometimes I go to clubs, whatever now. But they have a new spot in downtown Chandler. It's called Lulu's, and it's the owners of Murphy's Law. It's right next door.
Oh, shit.
And so they got this like red carpet rope out there. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do it like a club. But it's smaller in there. They need to just open it up a little bit more. But it's fucking dope. It's a martini bar in there.
oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so they had a disco ball, something like that.
Play music?
That was the place
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard they can have dancers.
They didn't have any dancers in there when I was in there, but the music was fucking good. It was like old school joints and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Places to sit in there?
huh?
Places to sit?
Oh yeah. You can sit. Yeah, you can sit. Well, it's not. You can only sit around the bar. See, this is why I'm saying it's bar. The bar is pretty long, but you can only sit around the bar, and you got to stand out on the outside and stuff like that. So they have a couple places to sit. It gets packed in there quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
Well,
only
it's
thing.
Murphy Law overflow at least, right?
Yeah, and that's what it was. It's like because Murphy's get
Always
pretty
packed. Yeah, you
packed
can't
and
even
stuff
get
like
seats in
that.
that bitch.
So you just go around in the corner, and I was pissed because there was a line out the door, and I was like, "Bruh, this dude better not be holding the. You know how they try to hold the line and make it look busy. But no, I was actually fucking busy by the time we got in there. It was a cool ass little spot.
So,
for
so real
chilling.
quick, I gotta clarify. You waited in line?
Yeah, I waited in line. It was like 2 minutes, bro. 2-3 minutes. Yeah. Oh, come on, you know I don't wait that long, motherfucker. You know?
I don't wait in lines.
So, but no, I wanted to go see what it was like, and like I said, it's a cool little spot. Drinks are a little pricier, and you go over to you go from Murphy's to Lulu's. You go to Murphy's. Fuck, I can go there and drink for $50-$60. And the Lulu's spot they were trying to hit you for Scottsdale price. I was like, that's the only thing they got to adjust a little bit. That's the only thing that Chandler's got to chill out about is they're bringing all these new cool hip spots and concepts and stuff like that, and they're trying to compete. They're bringing in like Scottsdale prices. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even though we have a lot of money out here, in
Have
Chandler,
you been to Scottsdale lately? Scottsdale prices ain't Scottsdale prices anymore. They Beverly Hills prices now.
really they gone crazy with it.
Oh, everything's more expensive now. Even the cheap places in Scottsdale aren't cheap anymore.
That's crazy, huh?
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Shout out to Fat Joe.
Right. But so that's the only thing I have to say about the Kansas Chandler. Like, come on, slow down on the prices because people don't really they support, but they won't support that long if you don't
Let's put it this way.
fuck out of them. So.
Let's put it this way. Do you want regulars to come back, or do you want everybody to go there one time to have an experience?
Yeah, exactly.
You go there one time to have an experience, be like, that's cool, but my tab was $300, and we could have,
We could have done
here,
something
here,
else.
here, and here.
And that's why Murphy's is so packed all the time because it's always open till 2, and the drinks are pretty reasonable there.
And that's why
And the food is good. So
in Gilbert, Champions probably the greatest bar because the drinks they're reasonably priced. You're right in downtown Chandler, it's always packed. Like you can't beat that. You want a place that you can go hang out, have cheap drink or reasonably priced drinks, have a good time, and then you can walk from there to the other places. And after you get your drink on, and go have some dance or whatever at other places.
Or if you know how it really works, you could start off if you got a plug and go to the post,
Yeah, the post too.
and then get your pregame on. then hit you.
Yep.
you got a plug over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's speaking of plugs, man. Somebody needs to plug this boy or unplug him. One of the fucking two. Ryan Garcia.
For those who know, the boxer.
Yeah, boxer. Yeah,
And YouTube sensation and boxer.
yes. He actually has a mega fight coming up against Devin Haney.
Was it April 20th or something?
Hey, fight
Yeah,
doctor.
next month.
Yeah. So it's like, but he has been on social media going nuts,
Yeah.
bro, about talking about the Illuminati, talking about how they had made him watch kids have sex, all this other shit,
Took him to Bohemian Grove.
Yeah,
In the woods.
in the woods, and
Yeah, April 20th. That fight.
April 20th.
That's what I thought.
Gotcha. It's so I'm like, well, what's going on with this cat? Is he losing? Is he losing his mind? Is the fame getting to him? If mental health is real, what's up? So, I mean, what's your take on it?
Well, first of all, I've always been talking this conspiracy stuff for years and years and years.
Right.
So it's interesting to see it talked about so freely now, almost the reverse of what it used to be like shunned, before COVID and before whatever else. It was like, oh, these guys are crazy conspiracy. Now all of a sudden it's the other way around,
Right.
and you're hearing these hot takes. And it's funny because I'd say to start off with this disclaimer, be very, very careful about what you accept and what you run with, regardless. I always say do your research, and have your own discernment in what your belief systems are, and take your life experience and make those be the foundations of of what you're going to go forward and believe. You know what I mean? Don't just believe the next person. Just don't believe a foundation that's got 10 other reasons to do what they do. Have some real, whether you're again be, in my opinion, I say be open-minded, but how open-minded are people? Depends on the level of programming they've been around and who's doing the programming. But again, even though as a conspiracy person, I'd be like eating, like encouraging this, but I'm not. I'm not necessarily encouraging it. I'm telling everybody, be careful with this. Because to me, this could be all psyops anyway. Like first thing I'm recognizing is the patterns. Like if you notice how Ryan Garcia, this is almost just a replay of Kanye. Like 6 months ago or a year ago, whatever that was.
Right.
And it's like, so he's kind of saying, different things here, bringing out stuff that I truly believe happens in this world. I truly believe happens in this world. But I'm trying to figure out the game plan of why, in my opinion, if this is an op, a controlled op. Because here's the thing, he'd be taken out tomorrow already if this was.
Well, did you see the videos of him like saying, "Oh, I don't have my phone"? It looked like he was like scared, reading from a script.
Yeah.
And like it looked like one of those hostage videos, like, "I am okay. They have been treating me well."
But again, we don't know. Like the crazy thing is, we don't know to what levels. Like all you have to do is look at Britney's page and watch her spin around again. You know what I mean? Like for 4 years in a row.
You really believe that's Britney?
I mean, yeah, exactly. So we are dealing in a world where, first of all, let's go to Britney for a second. Is that really Britney?
I don't think so.
Is that a clone? Did she die with Justin Timberlake in that car crash they all rumored about? How many clones had they had? We saw her glitch on Barbara Walters. You remember that?
Glitch. I love that shit.
Like she's really? Oh, I'm so sad. Seriously, go back and look that up. Britney glitching. Again, what is that? I mean, again, people need to open their minds to even understand the conversation. But so when Ryan Garcia says a lot of this stuff, maybe it's real. Maybe he's on drugs and coke and everything else.
Right.
Or maybe this is a ploy to get all these ideas out there, then shut down the credibility of whoever did it, but the ideas are already out there. So then when the next person comes along, we heard that from that crazy person. We heard that from that crazy person.
Right.
But in reality, again, I call it the vampire rule. The powers that be that run places in the highest places, the occult, the evil, the whatever else, I still think they got to ask for permission to get in your door. And so by you allowing it and kind of laughing it off and kind of putting your guard down or whatever else, or accepting it, I think that's their way of permission. Like, it's this almost karma rule. Like, in my opinion, there's a belief system. It might not be good versus evil. It might be they think they're doing right. These people think they're doing right.
Right.
But there is a kind of karmic belief system, in my opinion, of there's a way you got to go about things and introduce it.
Gotcha.
You can't, because here's the thing. It's so funny. Being a conspiracy theorist, you would think I'd sit there like a lot of people. Oh, they want us all dead. They don't want us all dead. They want us all to conform. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I think they'd want certain people dead at certain ages when they're not useful. But if you're useful, they want you to be an earner, a worker, or whatever else. They want you to be slave to the system.
And your taxes.
Without a doubt, your tidings, your taxes, and so that's the difference. They don't want to kill everybody, they want to control everybody, and they want to control everybody useful, and they want to get rid of people with narratives already written when they are no longer contributing, in my opinion, and when they're owed certain things. Like they want to get rid of the old system of Social Security and retirement and all that stuff, and have people fall off when they fall off when instead of collecting anything.
I just want to say the thoughts Mitch is expressing on the 2 and the 10 podcast
Are pretty damn right.
are Mitch's and Mitch's alone, and it does not reflect the general opinion of 2 and the 10 podcast.
Thank you
But
thank you for the Lord.
So back into everything, is I'm sitting there kind of just so for example, he mentioned Bohemian Grove. For those that don't know, because I'm looking at the comments, I'm watching all these younger people.
Right.
Where's Bohemian Grove? What is that about? I read a lot of comments, and don't get me wrong, some of the comments, probably 95% of them, they're trash. But 5% are very interesting and entertaining, and maybe 1 or 2% have truth. And every once in a while, you can find truth from a place, especially if you discern right. There's somebody else telling a real story, but there has to be up to discernment. It's like, whoa, that sounds kind of, follow, check back, see what their credibility is all the way down. But let's just for all the listeners, Bohemian Grove is in Northern California, by the Russian River. It's a wooded area. like way out in the middle of freaking nowhere almost by like Santa Rosa, et cetera, you know, in that area. And for years and years and years, once a year, the elites around the world, mostly all the former presidents, a lot of skull and bones, whatever, they'd all meet in the woods and worship an owl. And then supposedly, allegedly, they would do sacrifices with animals and fake children and everything else to this owl, which is believed to be Moloch. Look it all up, whatever. But it's been going on for years and years and years, decades. And so anyway, in fact, here's where it starts getting funny. What's the InfoWars dude's name?
Oh, you talking about
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, my personal belief, I used to watch him and David Icke or whatever Icke in the early 2000s. And, and then I just kind of jumped off that bandwagon because I think he's a controlled op. I don't think he'd be allowed to be able to report what he reports, nowadays. He supposedly snuck into Bohemian Grove with secret footage that's still on YouTube. Let's be real. If you broke the trust of the people that run the world in the highest places, you'd be dead. Period.
And your video wouldn't be on YouTube.
Without a doubt. And it still wouldn't be floating on YouTube.
Right.
We've got banned for way less than that.
Right.
So let's just come on. The math ain't mathing.
Right.
And so just you got to really think about this for a second, but again, I just wanted to paint what the Bohemian Grove was. It really was a place that the presidents, went. And so for Ryan Garcia to be as young as he is to mention that's pretty interesting because I haven't heard a lot of Bohemian Grove talk in like about 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So again, him to bring it up is kind of interesting. It also, I'm noticing something else, and I know I'm jumping all over the board, but I'm noticing that these ideals are now being presented to the younger age kids. So like, I'm noticing a quick switch in a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys know No Jumper, how popular that site's been like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. All that content from No Jumper, even Vlad TV, even, they're kind of introducing these ideas. They weren't even talking about this. They were talking about just rap and hip hop and whatever.
Right. Yep.
And now it seems like they're kind of pushing the forefront. It's almost like the new propaganda. It's like everything from, again, 6ix9ine, is he a snitch? And 80% of the young kids go, no, he's not. It doesn't matter. Like, to me, it's a psych op because you go follow this guy and you root for him or whatever, and he snitches on everybody. And it's like they want to break that up. They don't want mafia-style stuff. They don't want Black Panther-style stuff. That's gone. They want that gone forever. Right. They want you to turn on your brother and snitch on him.
Right. Well, if you look like, if you're on TikTok or anything, you look at all the mafia people that are on there now doing interviews and talking about the people they killed and the murders they've seen.
Exactly.
With no regard for like any kind of repercussion on that. Like, how can you go on a show and go, oh, I was there, I know about Jimmy Hoffa or this or that, and I heard this, and this guy killed this guy, and it's like back, true mafia people, when no one talked.
Well, true people, back in the day, there was an honor and a code.
Yep.
Nowadays, these youngsters are getting brainwashed into thinking that's like,
the code's wrong.
You're stupid for sitting in a jail cell for your code.
Yeah.
You're stupid. Like we should sell out anybody anytime we want out of convenience. And so that's where this switch is happening, and I see it all the freaking time. They do it in the music. They do it. They not only do it with the snitching, they also do it with the beating down the masculinity.
Yep.
They do it in all these different ways. The pharmaceutical drug use. All the girls that come in and go, I slept with 300 people. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like they're doing it all these different ways, just the Sodom and Gomorrah society from the youth now. But guess what? These youth that are coming up, they never had God in schools.
I'm not sure they recognize themselves as they. You don't want to.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't want to assume gender here, Mitch. We don't assume gender on the 2 and the 10.
I say this: fuck them kids. but with that said.
I agree with that. Fuck 'em.
Here's the thing, and it isn't even about the religion at this point, but when they took God out of schools, in my opinion, and started going, and had people turn around and go, that's the anti whatever it is, can't talk about it, can't do this, whatever, okay? What you took out was some accountability. Whatever God you believe in, guess what? If you don't believe in God, you're one of these soulless kids that's out here stomping the dude in the 7-Eleven, chasing him out. Yep. You don't have a fear of anything.
Right.
You don't think that there's a payment in an afterlife that you have to pay for. And if that's the case, right or wrong or indifferent, guess what? Now you're going to see why people have no freaking souls. They'll rob a grandmother, hit her in the head with a hammer, make fun of it, do these videos, take videos and laugh. these are people, in my opinion, that don't have souls and don't have a belief system. And we failed them. And obviously, I don't think that was on accident. This was all on
And
purpose.
that
to get
goes
where we're
back
at.
to like, they kill Pac. Pac was rapping about, who do you believe in? A lot of, about coming together, all this shit, and they didn't want that. And he had a powerful voice that, and I truly believe they took him out for that.
Yeah, I mean,
You try to push that agenda and believe and God and things, and they don't want that. They don't. They want to.
well, look. Let's take it even further. Kanye West came out with Jesus Walks.
Yep.
He also came out with that song When It All Falls Down, and it was kind of talking about his culture. I went to Jacob before I got a house. Buying jewelry. And all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden, that Kanye, which he's trying to be the biggest artist in the world, and coincidentally, his mom dies on an operating table for plastic surgery, and then he becomes dark. Now, the narrative is his mom died, so that's why he got dark. But it was super dark if you really think about it. And all of a sudden, the stuff that he was talking about just flipped. Went to like some, I sold my soul, for a Happy Meal or whatever, all those lines, and the devil talk, and then even like
Didn't he say Illuminati killed my mom? In that new song.
Oh, and the new he went back. Yeah. I mean, the last year or two when he supposedly melted down.
Yeah.
So again, we're getting a little off topic, but again, these are just heavy subjects. So back on the topic with Ryan Garcia again. And up until the Tank Davis fight was him one and two most popular young fighters in boxing, undefeated till Tank Davis. Is he doing drugs?
Could some of this be,
Trolling
brain trauma?
It could be brain trauma. It could be the drugs. It could be trolling for the fight. But I think with these messages, it's a lot deeper. And I'm going to stick with getting ideas out there.
There's one thing about promoting a fight. There's another thing about going off on the deep end.
Yeah.
And this dude's saying some pretty crazy, outlandish, they made him watch, kids have sex and all this other fucking crazy shit. And like I said, is he having a nervous breakdown? Is he mental? Is this fight getting to him? Where let's be real, this fight is a big fight for him. It's make or break. He came back. This is we're gonna give you one more chance type of fight. You know what I'm saying? And if he loses to Devin Haney, he becomes irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? He becomes one of them, second tier fighters now. You know what I'm saying? Again, a YouTube sensation that was a pretty decent fighter, but then not a great fighter. So I mean, you understand pressure does weigh on you too. And so and that's what I'm saying is the pressure getting to him, and that's why he's having this meltdown. Like you said, Nick, he comes back and now says, "Oh, I didn't have my phone. This wasn't me," and all that.
No, but he did the Andrew Tate interview.
It was like a hostage video. Yeah, but that was after just recently TMZ released. He's sitting in a chair looking all. I'm just focusing on the fight, all that other stuff. I'm not talking about that. That was wrong. Blah blah blah.
But what really set it off, right? Okay, so first of all, it started okay with the night Jake Paul won his fight.
Yeah.
And so he tweeted out, I'm going to end Jake Paul's career. Let's set it up, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
whatever else. I guess he did some stuff with Jake Paul early on with YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Helped both their popularities. But then all of a sudden, within 24 hours, it was somebody might have hacked his phone or killed him.
Yeah,
it said he's dead.
Yeah,
and then they started they threw the 3 6s on there, started talking devil worship and all this other stuff on the phone. Whatever, and that's why he had to say, I believe in Jesus and everything else, and I would, whatever it was. Again, I don't know to what levels or who did what, but I think just introducing these ideas to impressionable youth, I mean, is just kind of part of this whole op, in my opinion.
Hey, while we got our tinfoil hats on, let's talk about wildfires, Mitch. What do you think about the fires going on? Obviously we had the Hawaii fires and now Texas, very similar weird situations. What do you think? I mean, even Biden mentioned them. If you have the right roof, your house didn't burn down. He said it. I didn't say it. So.
All I got to say is look into blue roofs. Blue roofs and the color blue.
Here's a funny thing is I didn't realize these blue roofs were, and then you start seeing these stories pop up and we're like, oh, the blue roofs. I'm like, well, I mean, here's the thing. In Hawaii, they do color their fucking roofs different colors sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's tropical. They try to get it to blend in. So, but I'm saying Hawaiian fires, are they trying to say all the houses with the blue roofs didn't didn't burn down. I know they say celebrities had blue roofs on their on.
Basically,
Allegedly.
yeah. And I'll tell you this: I'm taking one step further on the Texas stuff. My boy Sam, that's out there, he used to be a bartender at Willie's back in the day, white belt.
Right, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
he actually saw one of my posts and he goes, "Hey, this is crazy," but he said that one of his friends that was over by, I can't remember the exact post, but he sent it to me. He goes, actually, their house was the only one in their area that didn't burn and had a blue roof.
So here's my thing: do they paint the roof, or they say the materials that they have?
Well, supposedly the theory behind it is that these fires, again, one of the theories behind it, or the idea that's being introduced is that these are, either some sort of laser, or that they're targeted.
So you're saying,
It doesn't touch that color.
okay, got you. So if your roof is painted blue,
Yeah.
I actually saw a
Video, yeah, where it did all the other colors.
Yeah, and they used this laser and burned all this stuff, and then hit the blue, went right through the blue, no problem. The
Yeah.
blue was not touched, and then went to other ones. I don't know if that was just propaganda, fake, whatever, but makes you think. And then you see these, like, I can't remember any time in history where, I mean, the first one was the one in California
Remember, I said that when it happened, though.
with like the PG&E. They said it was the power lines. I've never seen fire just rip through. And then you even talk about Hawaii where the engine blocks melt.
The cars would melt, but
And the cars are parked in the
but
street, and there's nothing around them.
The
It's not
trees
like-
wouldn't be touched.
Yeah, and it's not like they're in like, you're talking about fire. I can understand if you're in a heavily wooded area where everything's on fire, but you're talking about in an open street. How are the flames so intense that it just melts the rims on a car? Like, what kind of energy is being forced? Even if the wind's blowing and there's fire, like, you've been in front of a fire pit and the wind's blowing towards you and it gets hot, but how intense does that fire have to be where the wind can just blow it and just melt a car?
Well, let me add this real quick too. When the California fires happened, and everybody knows my history, I grew up out there.
Right.
We didn't have fires like that. We had some dry brush fires and different things like that, but we didn't have fires that were national disasters for weeks and weeks and weeks, power out for weeks, different things like that, and all of a sudden became every year. And it's interesting how high value the areas that were getting burned. Whether it was Napa or the wine country, Santa Rosa, Yountville, different areas like that. But it was interesting watching some of these initially, without even formulating thoughts, it just sounded funny to me. But then you start looking at some of the videos of what was getting burned, and you see what burned and what didn't, and in my mind, started going, "This isn't right. It doesn't even seem right."
I mean, even when you look at the layout of like,
Yeah.
like they go fly over Hawaii and you see all the burn, and it's like house. I'm like, how did the flames get across all these things with like, you like jump I understand they could jump streets and the embers, but you're talking about flames that are like leveling houses. So it's not like a normal fire where things kind of burn. You're talking about things just being leveled, where, like I said, engine blocks and rims on tires melting, and you could see the metal like dripping into the street, like puddles of the metal.
So let me get this right. So what people are theorizing is that it was a giant magnifying glass, essentially, or you
That
or
they
try to
have
say
some
that.
type of weapon
Yeah.
that can focus energy to just take shit out,
Yeah.
burn it down, melt it.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
And there was actually some videos recently
something you
of,
can't see. You can't see it.
Well, supposedly people picked some of it up.
yeah, there was supposedly some video of, I forget what city it was. It was a foreign country. They showed this green laser just scanning the whole town.
Yep.
They watched it, and it's just, and it just came across the whole thing and scanned it. And it's like they're thinking that it was scanning it to like figure out what they needed. If you need a target energy ray to burn something up, you need to know where you're going.
Isn't it kind of funny how it's almost like the same scan that if you watch any of the movies, when the aliens come in or the robots and they look at everything, and if it's red, they kill it. If it's green, it's friendly. It's kind of interesting. But one last thing I want to add to the California stuff. When that happened back in the day, first time, and then the second year too, I started, and then PG&E, and everybody buys a narrative, just like Vegas shooting, just like 9/11. No matter how crazy, they buy the narrative. Oh yeah, it's old power lines. PG&E is taking the blame, right? So my
like
next
JFK,
question.
by the way. Too.
Yeah, exactly. So I sit there, and first thing I do is go, all right, who owns PG&E? Because as a kid, I thought PG&E growing up in California was the only electrical thing in the country. Then I come out here as SRP, there's other stuff, whatever. So interesting enough, you know who owns or has a hand in PG&E or did at that time?
Who's that?
The Rothschilds. Well, I mean, again, coincidence theorist or not, you know? I mean, come on, people.
But then they're getting sued, though, Mitch.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't claim to have the reasoning behind their 6D chess move.
Right.
It's made to look this way.
Right.
You know, it's made to look A plus B equals C. You know, 1 plus 1 equals 2. When in reality, let's put it this way. They're getting sued. What they get sued for?
Yeah.
You know, 3 billion, 2 billion. What's the California coast worth? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You know,
I get what you're saying. You're saying
you sacrifice something.
You sacrifice something.
You sacrifice a pawn to
be able
land
to
the queen.
Gotcha.
You know, 6D chess. Everybody else was playing jacks.
Right.
You know, and so again, just very interesting connection that nobody ever talked about or even knew. No one had ever even laced me on that. I just happened to go, this just doesn't sound right. Let me just look it up. And there's a Rothschilds connection to, just like there's a Rothschilds connection to bailing Trump out of the Taj Mahal in the late 80s. People don't even, and those articles they're disappearing all left and right since COVID. You know what I mean? It's interesting. You know, again,
Well, I've always said this. They've went away from print media, and I think the reason they do that for the simple fact is when it's, they used to burn books, but that's hard because someone could hide a book, you can't hide digital media. If they want to, they can erase something from existence with a touch of a keystroke.
Gotcha.
And it's like when all the news, like try to go back and look up articles and things about 9/11. You can't find a lot of stuff.
exactly.
It stays and then it disappears. So if you want to do research, if you don't have old newspapers, good luck. There's no books, there's no written material anymore. Everything is digital. So they can easily just go, all right, that doesn't exist anymore.
Or AI, or it's been fabricated, or it's not even real. It's green screen, whatever it is.
And now the AI shit, now that they're doing who was it? Taylor Swift. There was videos released of Taylor Swift that were basically porn, but it was just AI generated. Like you're not even gonna be able to tell what's real and what's not anymore. Right. And that's the big thing with this election.
That's what they're
doing. You could see Trump talking or Biden talking, and it could be all AI generated, and it sounds like him, it looks like him, and he's saying whatever. And it's not even, they never even said it. It's just someone typed it into a computer, AI generated, and boom, pushed it out.
Gotcha.
It's crazy, man. I want to say, we don't talk politics on this show, but this year is going to be crazy with all the AI and what people can do. And there's so many people out there that are just dumb, that just believe it. If they hear the voice and they go, oh, well, he said it, that must be true.
Well, here's what's
understand.
funny to me. Again, it's the sports team mentality. It's like, I like the Yankees or I like the Red Sox, so I hate the Yankees or I hate the Red Sox. And it doesn't matter to the point where they will sit there and go, Derek Jeter was never good. He sucks. And they will sit there and to the deaf and say he sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they have a deranged fascination with this side. It's the same thing with politics. They figured how to tap in to where people will look past right and wrong, good and bad, just to defend their side.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I tell people all the time, and there's some very, very educated people that send me a bunch of shit. And it's funny, it's always one-sided shit. One-sided. It's like, come on, bro. Like, we're better than this. We both know that these powers that be push both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Then why do you keep sending me your one-sided propaganda? Mm-hmm. I tell them too. I go, I hate all sides equally. I think there's bullshit on all sides, and that's that's part of the control.
If you look at it, nobody's perfect, and no one belief of any kind is 100% correct. Mm-hmm. So how are you going to be like, oh, I believe this political party is going to be the end all be all, and no matter what, everything they say or do is what I believe. That's someone that has no common sense and doesn't know how to think for themselves.
Yeah, it's funny. If you take here's the thing. If you take however you feel about a certain religion, certain in a political side, certain, we can almost talk about people even. You take these certain beliefs and you only back them when it suits you. It shows. It shows. And again, it shows you how brainwashed you are.
And even with religion, I always ask the question for people that are like, my religion is the only religion. And I'm like, so what do you say to the millions or billions of people that were born in, the Middle East or something, where Christianity or whatever religion you believe in doesn't even exist. It's really does. So if you just happen to be born to let's say a Muslim family or a Hindu family or whatever it is, they're just all doomed to rot in hell because they were born on the wrong side of the world. That doesn't make sense.
Let me jump in this real quick. I always tell people it's insulting to God to sit there and act like we need all the answers in order to follow.
Yeah.
So like here's the thing, and I'll prove it. People depend on the internet, right? A person that does not believe in God depends on the internet,
Right.
But they don't know how it works, why it works, or even any reason
Who
behind
controls
it.
the information on it.
Exactly. But they just blindly follow it. If it goes down, pause. They shut down work. They don't do. They wait for it. Okay. So here's the thing, and it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter. If the internet is a certain thing and God is a billion times more than the internet, right? As far as intricacies, right? And trying to understand it, which we don't understand that, That's like trying to go, we don't understand first grade math. We're not going to understand, physics, taught by Einstein, or whatever. So how are we like arrogant enough to be insulting to God and go, we need to understand it, otherwise this doesn't exist? Maybe God is so deep and such a part of a plan that maybe he's gone to visit in different ways, in different forms, in different. I'm just
That's what I always say. It's like you talk about like Muhammad, you talk
this
about
could be a test.
Buddha, you talk
And this
about
could be a
Jesus.
test.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it may just be for that culture that's the way that they perceive it.
Let me take it one step further though. If a person is doing good and they have good energy, if they're helping a child eat, or if they're walking the lady across the street or opening a door, like these are all things that regardless of what your title of your religion is, shouldn't be frowned upon just because somebody else has a different title.
Yeah.
We should be able to recognize past all the propaganda and the control and
people
go,
don't.
that's right, this is right, that's wrong, with our discernment and our energy. And I think that's a bigger picture than what it's called.
Right.
Truthfully.
And I believe in spirituality and I believe in God and everything. And
Me too.
But I will say this: religion is man-made. God didn't make religion. God didn't say, "Hey, do this, go to church, do this." Man did, and it's kind of their way to cope and come together. But religion is, in the end of the day, religion is man-made, and if you have a spirituality and you're a good person and you believe in a higher power than yourself, then you're on the right track. It's when you say, "My God is the right God," and everybody else is going to hell. Like that's just, it's hard for me to believe that any God would create people and be like, I'm going to create all these different types of people, but only these certain people are going to be the right ones, and everybody else is going to hell because they don't believe exactly what these small group of people believe. I just think that's just
I'm gonna say one last
short-sighted to think about that.
I think everything's a test.
Yeah.
This life is a preparation and a test. So if that's the case, who are we to sit there and go to how far are we tested and how far do we need to prepare?
I will just say this last thing. I saw a video. There's this guy online. I forget what his name is, but supposedly he like summons some like spirit and like talks through him, and he does all these big like things, and he's on TikTok now. He like sit there and he goes, and then he just like does, his voice changes, his body mannerisms changes, and he does these whole speeches. But one of the things he said, which I thought was kind of interesting, is he said, "We're all in heaven right now, and everybody that's in heaven is currently dreaming, and your life that you live is a dream." And when when they say like people have out of body experiences, or they're like they die and they see the light, that's them waking up from their dream. And he said that everybody's in heaven right now, they just don't know it, and they're just living out a dream.
Interesting.
But keep in mind, the devil's a deceptor, and I'm not saying the dude's a devil.
No.
But on the same token, when you start getting signs from people, you're not ever going to be bigger than who you get the
No,
who
exactly.
You get the
But
message from.
it's just interesting to think at just another perspective.
Oh, no.
Some matrix stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, we come to the end of the show.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, thought of the day. Tatiana, what you got?
I got Greedy going first.
I always got to go first. Hey, off of what we talked about, and if you're out there and you see an old lady needs help across the street, you go to someone's outside Circle K. They obviously look hungry and they need something. They're asking for money. Offer to buy them some food. Do something nice for people out there. I'm gonna just tell a little personal experience. I was at a Circle K. It was right around just after Christmas, I believe, maybe right before New Year's. And there's this guy outside, and he's like, "Hey, do you have any money? I'm really hungry." And I was like, I looked, I was like, "I really don't have any cash on me, but you go in the store, I'll buy you whatever you want." And he's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go in the store." So I started talking to the guy, and normally, like you see homeless people or people on the street, you don't ever sit and have a conversation. I bought him some stuff. And he didn't take advantage. He bought a sandwich. He bought a couple drinks. I said, "Get whatever you want, man." He's like, "No, this is good. I appreciate this." Paid for it, whatever. It was like $10. No big deal. I'd blow that in sports betting
Pause.
in 5 minutes, you know? So I came out, I started talking with the guy and just talking about his life and things. And I started thinking, I'm like, this is a real human being. Like all the time we look, oh, the homeless guy just, yeah, and you get this like attitude, like at the end of the day, that's just a person and they're living a different life than what you're experiencing. They've hit hard times, maybe they got into drugs, whatever it is, but they're still, at the end of the day, they're still a human being and they still have a personality and they still want to be looked at and appreciated. And sometimes we just overlook that and we just say, oh, damn, homeless people are begging for money. I'm going to get away
Sometimes
from
we
you.
do that in our own household.
We do that too. But what I'm saying is, next time you're out and you see a guy on the corner asking for money, doesn't necessarily mean you have to give him money or at a gas station or wherever you're at, but maybe strike up a conversation and treat him like a normal human being. Don't treat him like just some homeless bum on the side of the street and F them. Like, look into it a little more and be a little more compassionate to people in general. Cause not everybody, like I would just say we're all very blessed for what we've been through, but not everybody is blessed all the time. Some people come on hard times and sometimes we forget that and you got to remember that. So that's my thought is think about that. Next time you see that guy, instead of just writing him off or being like, I don't have any change. Maybe you don't have any change. Stop and talk to the guy. See what he's about. Say hi. Say, I'm sorry, man, I can't help you, but what else can we do? Talk to him. So that's my thought.
So I kind of bandwagon off of that. I want to say it was about a week ago. I get food for the office a lot of times because it's budget friendly. I'll do the Costco run or whatever. A couple pizzas, hot dogs, some chicken bakes. The staff loves it because I get kind of creative. We'll get the cookies, everything. So like they pick whatever they want. Some people take it home afterwards because it's a good value for everything. So I'm pulling out and heading to the office, and Chris went with me, and so we're hitting this turn before you get out of the Costco and Country Club, right? And there's a gentleman sitting under the tree, and he said, "Hungry, need food, or, want food, please, whatever." And I'm like, "Shit, I got a ton of food here, So I run out, I go, "Hey, you need some food?" And it's funny because I'm expecting I'm expecting, "Oh no, I need money, whatever else, And he looks, "Yeah, if you got anything, that'd be great." And I go, "Yeah, you want a hot dog? Do you want this? Whatever." And he goes, "Oh, I'll take a hot dog." So I give him a hot dog, and the look on his face, this older man, he smiled, said, "God bless you," gave me a dap, and then started eating the hot dog right there, and his face lit up. I'm not even kidding, like lit up. It was priceless. Like the energy that was, and again, I wasn't doing it for that, but to see that so genuine and to see just the appreciation and what a Costco hot dog meant to the man. Like I really wanted to go back. We didn't have plates, and I wanted to get pizza, go grab a drink, And I said, next time I'm going that route back because I'm going to be prepared to actually, hook them up better next time. But to just see that, like you talked about, so genuine appreciation made the rest of my day. And in fact, I'm sitting there running the office, dealing with all this stuff. You run your own businesses. It's crazy, and we all been there. It's like. And I'm sitting there going, hold on a second, what am I even bitching about? Like I'm bitching about all this crazy stuff, and this dude's happy to have a hot dog. I need to learn from him.
Hey, and the one thing I will say, the guy that I talked to,
Yeah.
I talked to him for like 15 minutes out there. When I was done, I shook his hand. He said, "You know what?" He's like, "Nobody ever shakes my hand." He told me that. And it's like, it's sad because, like I said, he's a human and he's a person and he's just on hard times, but people treat him as less than that because he's down on his luck. And it's sad. You shouldn't do that.
And here's the thing, you don't do it for this reason, but sometimes I think in our lives, especially if we're going through stuff or we're out of focus or we're out of kilt or we're down or whatever else, maybe we need them more than they needed us. And even to an extent, we talk about religion and different forms and all this stuff. What if that person is not even one of us technically? You know what I mean? These are different things that have crossed my path. Like that person was meant to be there at that time to install something in you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Hey, on a final note, hey, we've done almost a year.
We sound like we're in prison.
No, I'm just saying.
We've done hard time on the podcast.
What I was telling people is, kind of on the same subject you guys were talking about is whatever situation you're in today, you don't have to stay there. You know what I'm saying? And it can change in a year. I mean, look at us. We went from not knowing, anything about the podcasting business to be on our, 51st show. You know what I'm saying? So it was amazing. So put your mind to it. You can do whatever you dream to.
Outhouse to the penthouse, baby.
We'll
Hey,
see you
big
next
things
week.
coming next week.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Two on the pin, baby. Not yet.